Protecting England's monuments. New laws are planned to stop historic statues being pulled down. The government is planning new laws to give protection to historic statues in England. The Community Secretary, Robert Jenrick, says monuments which have stood for generations shouldn't be, in his words, removed on a whim or at the behest of a baying mob. The legislation would require planning permission for any changes, and the government would still have a veto. John Kay has more from Bristol.
It was a key moment last year. In Bristol, the toppling of Edward Colston's statue, a slave trader. It prompted a debate across the UK about how we memorialise controversial figures. Among those targeted, Cecil Rhodes in Oxford, Sir Francis Drake in Devon, Sir Winston Churchill in Parliament Square. Now the government is proposing new laws to protect statues in England, with planning permission and public consultation required to get rid of them. Writing in today's Sunday Telegraph, the Community Secretary, Robert Jenrick, says statues should not be removed on a whim or at the behest of a baying mob, or by the decree of a cultural committee of what he calls town hall militants and woke worthies. But some question how much difference changing the law would actually make. Here in Bristol, politicians and the public debated for years about removing the Colston statue, but in the end it came down suddenly during a protest. Would this new law have changed that?
We are beginning to come to a consensus.
This historian says a national conversation is already making progress, and he worries ministers talking about baying mobs could inflame things.
I think what we need is moderation in that discussion, and I think that the language that was used today actually creates more division when in fact government can be a force for consensus building and finding a unified British approach.
The government's plans will be outlined in Parliament tomorrow. John Kay, BBC News, Bristol.